All right, we're live here.
Hello.
And I think we're live on Instagram. Look at that.
Here we are.
Look at I'm learning. I can switch back to StreamYard and see here with comments. Sorry. See? Forgot the ticker.
Look at that.
Now I can come to live video on Instagram and see comments and stuff here too.
Every week we're moving on up.
And look, I figured this out too, and I'm gonna do this right now as a tribute to you. So hold on 1 second, please. Let me figure out the share screen part here.
Shield your eyes, ladies and gentlemen.
Are you ready?
Oh boy. Oh.
Oh my God, Frankie.
Oh man.
I'm not used to this. We're usually the ones, and everybody said, I can't take it. The headbangers are coming for us. Ow. I'm gonna relax. We beat the headbangers before. What are we cheating? It doesn't matter. It's only cheating if you get caught. That's what I keep telling my girlfriend. You haven't caught me yet. Come on, easy. It's a beautiful, not sunshiny day here. The queen here. You're drinking your sissy cider beer. I'm drinking my meatball stuff. Just calm down and relax. Everything's gonna be fine. Hey, leave it to the queen. I got it under control. Hey, have you seen my baseball? Have you seen my baseball, Frankie? You worried about your baseball? What's my baseball? Let me say, I get too fat. I can't see my. Oh wait, here I got it. Here's your baseball. You want your baseball? Take your baseball. Frankie! 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 Help me!
Let me say that was a double rib. God, 2013.
Hold on. That was 12 years ago already. We did that 12 years ago.
Dude. But first of all, not only did you get me because I'm like, oh, look at Chaz playing the Simon Says Network intro on our show. That's awesome. You ribbed me with that, and then you bust out there. You see my baseball promo. Of all of the promos I've had cut on me by opponents for matches, that's a league of its own, my friend.
That was fun. That was I love doing those, and that was the parody. Listen, we were known for parodies, so why would we not do another parody of you?
Well, you did it a little too well. You guys fit the bill perfectly.
Oh geez, hold on 1 second.
And I love that the helmet wasn't even on Glenn's head. It was like just.
It was Tyler's old football helmet.
And that son of a bitch broke my actual helmet.
Hold on. Sorry.
I made the mistake of telling Glenn, hey, just be careful with this Magneto helmet. I paid a lot of money for it. The bell rings, he puts it on and headbutts me with it and cracks it right down the side.
Yeah, I remember that.
And do you know, he goes, I'll make it up to you, I'll make it up to you. You know how he made it up to me? He signed it. It said Thrasher was here.
And what do you get out of that? 50 cents?
Yeah, nothing.
Nothing. Nada.
You owe me money, Glenn.
Yeah, well, you're never going to see a dime of it. So
No.
So let's talk French fries.
Yeah, speaking of videos.
So our good friend, I'm not even going to say good friend. I'm just going to say our friend of the show, Joe Spencer, sends the. I told the French fry story at Arby's last week, and Joe Spencer chimes in and he has the video of it. We're like, amazing. Send the video. This is why I wanted to figure out how to share video on here. Well, I shared the video, and it's us in the Arby's, but there's no guys eating the French fries. So what's the point?
Yeah,
of the video? There was none.
Yeah, for those of you that didn't tune in last week, it was a story about the Headbangers doing an appearance at a freaking Arby's for some reason. They had to finagle a way to dispense tickets, so the contest that Mosh and Thrasher came up with was they each individually chewed up a big wad of French fries, spit it onto a tray. Another guy took the pre-chewed fries in his mouth, only to then spit them into another guy's hand, who ended up combining the 3 chewed French fries, and he won the tickets.
Yes. Yes. He won the ticket. The guy ate chewed up French fries. But again, I do remember this, but Joe failed us with the video. So
Way to go, Joe. You were supposed to be a correspondent, and you failed.
And you failed big time. So screw you, Joe. But hey, so as I advertised out of nowhere today, we have a very special guest. So I have a little show of him first. Hold on one second.
Little?
No. Let me see.
You
here.
said it.
Hold on. Here we go. Now, I've been to these shows when he's singing. It's crazy awesome.
Well, I used to like that song.
So with that being said, hold on, stop. Let me welcome Ivar in to the stage. And there he is.
How's it going?
Ivar, welcome, man. Excited to have you on here.
Thank you. You're more excited than he is, I think, but thank you, sir.
No,
What's
that is not true, because even though you completely omitted me from your post, Chaz, what did I tell you when you told me who was coming on the show?
Oh, he was excited.
Literally 3 days ago, randomly on Facebook, like doom scrolling, I got a video of you on stage singing Crazy Bitch by Buck Cherry. And I'm like, this is amazing. There's a guy that wrestles in Florida named Bruce Santee. That was his entrance music for a long time. And I sent it to Bruce, and Bruce replied back, which, this is effing awesome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
So
no,
go ahead, Simon.
You're slight on me only because you've met Chaz, and Chaz is more famous. Had nothing to do with my pre-excitement about having you on.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Happy to be here, and you know, Mosh, how much I love you, buddy. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to have you on here. You know how much I love you. You know how much I love going to your shows. You know.
Thank you for supporting Micro, because this guy right here, he's been to 4 different Micro shows, 3 actually, that I was at, and he was screaming, yelling on my concert. Thank you for your support, dude.
I scream and yell. I love the shows I love the micro wrestling shows for multiple.
He almost got in a fight with Psycho at that match.
Well, I would have laid him out with a boot to the skull.
Well, if Chaz ever invited me out anywhere, I would attend. I actually worked a couple of shows for another promotion, Midget Wrestling Warriors.
Oh yeah. They ain't on the level of Micro wrestling. We do 300 shows a year.
Ivar, I don't even have to have attended one of your shows to completely agree with that statement that you just said.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Because the one show I worked, this guy, I'm not gonna say his name. One of the wrestlers and I almost got into a fist fight. They had to pull me away from him for being so disrespectful.
Oh, dang.
Yep.
See,
dang.
What I like about the shows, there's multiple things. One thing is you guys are so athletic. The stuff you do, the stuff you literally do. You know, Pete comes on a lot. You know, Pete comes with me also to the shows. Pete Gass.
Yeah.
And him and I, we see certain things that you guys do. Big Show does that, or Little Show, like Big Show. Little
Show, the kill shot.
Yeah, whatever that is, and we both like pop, and I'm like, holy shit, did you just see that? I'm like, how do I get video of this so I can try and watch?
I would love, and I had dreams about it. I would love to get Little Show at any indie company or any AEW show or anything. If he did that kill shot to somebody that was 6 foot, the crowd would lose their mind.
Listen, I remember, I think it was the second time I went. I don't know if you were there or not, but you guys were all in the ring practicing, and I walked up to the ringside. This is before you had the barrier.
Yes,
And
yes.
I said, let's call a spot. I said, I want to slide in the ring, have all of you just beat the shit out of me, shoot me in, give me like a 6-person backdrop. I'll take a big backdrop and I'll slide out. And the comment that was made to me was, we have one rule here in micro wrestling, and that's no biggers allowed. I was like, I said, no biggers. He's like, yeah. He goes, and I don't remember who it was, but he goes, you call us midgets, we call you biggers. And I'm like, fair enough. I said, but come on, just one time. I just want to slide in the ring, have all you just
I don't think that was me that said that, because I didn't even hear that word until you just said it.
Chaz, I'll tell you what.
I get called biggers.
Oh,
I'll book it. I'll book it for MegaCon next year.
there we go.
There we go.
If you guys agree, I will put you on the card for one of the 2 days of one of my 2 cards for MegaCon in March.
I would definitely agree if I was in charge. I'm not the owner of the company, but Jack Darrell, he would be the guy to contact on that.
But Ivar, you can take your own bookings, can't you?
Yes, and that leads me to my next point, which I don't know if you want me to segue into that yet, Mosh, or not.
I mean, you can, because I know last I saw, and I don't know if my numbers are off, because again, I wrote down a list of questions that I wanted to ask you, but we can jump right into that. Last I saw, you have 9 shows remaining.
Yes, well, 8 now. 8 now.
Okay, so you have 8 shows remaining left with. Now, is that just with micro, or is that just in general?
That's just with micro.
Tell us about that.
That's just with micro, because I know you know this, but some people don't know that our schedule, we do 300 shows a year. We do more shows than WWE, more shows than AEW, more shows than New Japan Wrestling. And we do 6 to 7 shows a week. And it's 650 shows between 2 road crews. So we live on the road. When I tell you that I was home 20 days this year, I was home 20 days this year, 25 days about.
Wow.
And so we still have boxes. We bought the house 2 years ago, and our house is still boxed up. Like, so I love what I do, but I'm ready to get some time, you know.
Ready to get that time at home. So are you taking a hiatus, or you like done totally with micro and maybe go back, or is the door still open, or are you closing that door?
I'm not done with micro. I don't think in the future. I feel like I'll be doing something way down the line with them, but at least for the dear instant future, I'm definitely done for a while. And also I'm doing my Comic-Cons, and I got a couple bookings already for next year. I'm doing the band full time with my band starting in 2026. I'll be hitting the road with them from Florida all the way to West Virginia. So be looking for that on Ivar and Melissa on Facebook. And I have a booking agency that's going to be booking me. And I'm going to be going with the Linkin Park tribute band, which they're the #1 tribute band in America for Linkin Park. And I'll be doing those gigs through Florida. So we do alternative rock. So be looking out for that. And if you enjoyed what I did singing for micro, that's nothing compared to what I'll be doing in the band.
Ivar, what's the name of the band, just so people can hear it again and look it up?
So we don't have a name for the band yet, because we're finalizing the last piece of the puzzle. We need a guitar player that could sing backing vocals, like sing harmonies.
I play ukulele.
Ukulele, we could use that. We just need we could use that.
I do.
But the uke, yeah. There it is.
Let's hear it.
Bust it
Here's
out.
your audition. Go ahead.
All right.
You want to bust out a jam? Yeah. That's the song.
All I hear is Little Boy Blue. He needed the money.
Little Boy Blue. That would be the perfect song for a little person to sing.
Through the tulips.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ivar,
I have to make it a heavy rock song, though.
Ivar, it's funny you said that, because I literally didn't even mean it that way.
No, you're good. Yes.
That's fantastic.
It writes itself.
It does.
Little Boy Blue, my first single.
So, Ivar, for the people watching at home that may be
Mhm.
introduced to you for the very first time, how
Yeah.
tall are you?
3'4" with my hair up on a good day.
And how long have you been in the wrestling business?
I've been in the wrestling business for about 8 years. I've been announcing sports for 13 years since I was 18. I started as the first ever Southern Illinois high school announcer of all time, and then I was working 12-hour days, and I had one day off, and I called every day. I called World League Wrestling every day. It was an hour from my house, and it was ran by Harley Race. And I called them
Wow.
every day. And finally, he called me back. Leland Race, his son, called me back. And he said, I don't know what your name is. I don't know what I'm going to do with you. But I have a show that's going on television soon. We're going to be going with MyZoo TV, which they do the Mizzou football games on Saturdays.
Mhm.
And they had a 6 o'clock slot. So they wanted wrestling on Saturdays. So he was like, I need an announcer and I can't pay anybody. So I said, I'll drive an hour after work and I'll do it. And I did that job for 4 years for nothing, for a hot dog and a handshake, you know? And, but I mean, you're learning from Harley Race, you know what I
Oh,
mean? Like
absolutely.
you get your foot in the
Yeah.
door and you see what happens. And if I didn't have that job for the 4 years, I don't think I would have been prepared for this job here.
Now, did you grow up a fan?
Yes.
Ivar? You grew up a
Oh,
wrestling
yeah.
fan?
I was the kid. So I had a different background. If you follow me, you know my disease. I have brittle bones. So I have broken over 100 bones. I've had over 10 surgeries. The doctors told me I would never walk. I was in a wheelchair my entire life. And until 15 years old is when I took my first steps. And then I had to drop 22 pounds so I could walk long distance for this job. So it was a long grind. But to answer your question, when I was 5 years old, I watched my first VHS tape of Sting and Big Van Vader, and I was hooked. We didn't have cable, but I had 10 VHS tapes that I played until they broke. And I was strapped to a pallet because I didn't hold my own head up until I was 5 years old. So
Wow.
all I did was, or six, all I did was just watch wrestling all the time. And I would mute the sound and talk like Tony Schiavone from WCW. And then fast forward later on, 20 years later, now I'm doing wrestling. So I
Yeah.
didn't think I was going to move.
Simon, it's awesome because when he comes to some of the shows, he drives like the car. He'll drive
Yeah.
his car up to the ring. But while he's there, like he gets in and he gets the crowd pumped by singing. He gets them all pumped up, and then he sits at ringside with the microphone and does commentary during the matches.
That's
Thank you, thank
outstanding.
Like over the PA system, which is amazing. It's so cool.
And you guys know this. You guys are huge wrestling people. You guys know this, that if you don't have a story in the match, you could do flippy flips all day long. You know what I mean? But if you don't have a story,
Hold on.
Yeah.
Are you saying the match has to tell a story? Wait a
it
minute.
has to tell a story. Are you listening, AEW? It has to tell a story.
Dylan, I my tag team partner and best friend passed away last January. So
Oh,
a
I'm
bunch of
sorry.
his students, thank you, pal. A bunch of his students have kind of taken under my wing and kind of picked up where he left off. And the big thing that I've been trying to drill, and Chaz actually echoes the sentiments, which I'm glad because they're watching right now and they
Yeah.
watch the recap. Is wrestling is not about the moves. Wrestling is about the moments.
Yep,
It's the
that's it.
moments.
That's
I'm
it.
pretty sure as big of a wrestling fans and being in the business the way the three of us are, especially Chaz, I
Yep.
cannot detail any match to you move per move per move per move, but I can
Yep.
detail key moments in matches.
That's right.
I couldn't tell you the shine nor the cutoff spot for Chaz and Glenn's match at Ground Zero. But I can tell you that this some bitch took a stunner from Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah. Hell
know?
yeah.
Yeah,
Heck
that's
yeah. No, I agree with you.
You can literally teach a trained monkey to do tackle, drop down, hip toss, arm drag, but you cannot teach that monkey to throw in a snide look at the crowd or a beauty shot to the hard cam to make the people come up off their seats. So yeah,
Well, I told you when I was at last time I was at the Performance Center. That's one of the things I worked on with the group. Was
Yes.
anybody can do the moves. Was details.
Yes.
When to pause, when to sell, when to look at the people, when and then we did other little things that like for 3 days I didn't let them throw any punches.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
wow.
One day,
That's awesome.
And then one day, because I was like, get creative with your offense and your comeback.
Yeah.
Get creative with it. And then another day, I wouldn't let them talk. There was
Chaz,
no
real quick.
Wow.
Chad, real quick, not to cut you off, but when you gave them that circumstance, when you told them, "Hey, no punches," how thrown off by it were they?
They weren't first, but then the great part about the kids at the performance center is they want to learn, and
Yes.
they're open to trying different things. So at first they were like, "Oh shit, no punches." It was like, "All right, well, can we throw strikes? Like, can we throw forearms? Can we do L?" I'm like, "Yes, I just want no punches."
Yeah.
So they took it, they ran with it, and they got creative. And then even the next day when I said, "Listen, there's no talking. So today we're going to work on selling with facials and selling with body language. There's no, oh shit, my arm, oh this, or there's no talking. There's no when you're beating someone up. There was no nothing when you're getting heat on someone.
Yeah.
You were not the only time you were allowed to use your mouth was if you were calling a spot.
Yeah.
That was it. That was the only time. And the great part is it slowed everyone down. And that's what
Yes.
they said. They're like, oh, we're not as blown up as we normally are. Like, this is good. It's just they felt they slowed down because they weren't just because of all the talking and the punching and the swinging. They were blown up all the time. So that was the big thing.
And not just not just slowing it down to not be blown up in the match, but slowing it down so you have those moments within the match that tell the story. If you have that thing last week with John Cena and R-Truth, when R-Truth came back and did that whole thing, right? If he just came in the ring, attacked John Cena, and went out of the ring in 2 seconds and didn't stand there with that, revealing his face and that moment, letting it marinate. Nobody lets it marinate, and that's what needs to happen. You got to let those moments just ride. If you cut it off, you may not get it back.
A lot of that comes with experience and time and doing it, and that's one of the things I was trying, that I try to tell them, and I tell that to even the kids on the indie shows when we do indie shows.
You said it to me. Our very first match, the first time we wrestled, you told me let it resonate.
Yeah, slow down. Just this. The longer you wait, the better.
Yeah.
And then I know what's coming next. Like we know what we're doing, so you don't have to rush in everything. But
your exact words were, if you feel like you're going too slow, says slow down.
Yeah. I tell everyone all the time, I go, if you feel like you're over exaggerating, then you need to exaggerate a little bit more.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the truth of it, because in your mind, when you're in there, everything's going so fast. Because you're like, oh my God, I got to do this. I got to do that. Oh, I got to recognize with the crowd. But if you just take your time and slow down, then you can do a spot and do it, but let it stop and let the spot resonate with the crowd. Let them react to it. So
people try to fit 10 pounds of stuff into a 5-pound bag.
Right.
Yeah.
Amen, Hazard. Amen.
And I don't even wrestle, but I wish I could. That's my biggest thing is I wish I could, when I watch these matches and I announce their matches, I live vicariously through them. So I feel like I don't wrestle, but I feel like I know the ins and outs of everything because this is all I've studied my whole life. And I try to help them out when I can't help them out with the moves, obviously, but I can help them out with the psychology,
Well, like I said, you can't help them with the moves, but you can help them with the moments, which is the most intricate part.
That's right. Yep, you're right. Like Brock Jr., I told Brock Jr., he said, I feel like I'm getting better and better. And I said, you are. And I said, the only thing you need to do, it's what I tell you all the time. You need to watch wrestling. You got to watch one program a week just to see what's going on so you can get better. If you're green and you don't know what's going on, why not watch the best of the best? And that's included even if you're a referee, you should be watching something. You know what I mean?
Well, especially now that everybody does all these flips, they've seen every move in the book. So unless you do something they've never seen before, the only thing fans will remember is how you made them feel. And people will always remember what made them laugh, what made them the angriest. Like our first match, my partner and I against Chaz and Glenn, we did nothing but gaga comedy stuff for what, Chaz? The first 10 minutes?
Hell yeah.
And those people were roaring.
Yeah. The story, man.
And the other fun part at the shows because, like I said earlier, Pete Gas goes with me. So we always go together and we sit next to one another. But we'll sit there and we'll call spots out.
Oh, yeah.
I'll run over and I'll be like, hey, tell them they're in the middle. Tell them. And he goes up to the ring and we totally call spots for him. It's amazing. love that you guys like let Pete and I get involved with,
Yes.
There's been times where people are like, all right, Chaz, shut up. All right, Ma, shut up. Like enough.
Oh, why?
I'm having as much fun as you are, and they're letting me do it. So shut up.
Yeah,
Well, it's a
but what a
dream come
crazy
true.
thing! Hey, former WWE World Tag Team Champion and current legend contract guy, shut up.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense because, like, I know from our standpoint, like, Psycho was giddy to get you involved in that segment when you guys were going back and forth and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, he was excited. He would think about, he was pacing in the locker room before that match. Like, what am I going to do? What am I going to say? How am I going to get him involved? Because it's a big chance. It's a big chance for you, but us too. It's a big chance for us to get involved because they know you from WWE and they see you there and it helps us too. So
Yeah.
I don't know why the other companies wouldn't want to get you
No, I'm
involved.
booking Chaz Warrington either on my MegaCon show or at River City Wrestling Con next year. I'm booking you in the King Kong Bundy spot.
Yeah.
Show. All right, I'm in.
There we go. Can I announce it?
This would be this will need to be a pay-per-view.
Can I announce it?
Yeah.
100%. Yes.
I want to be special guest commentator.
You're
Yeah, we'll
announcing
talk.
your guest
We'll talk
commentary,
after the
whole
show.
thing. Yes.
Or how about this? I'll dress in my all dark outfit, all like black, just like horrific outfit, and I'll have my eyeliner and everything, and I'll put a chain like he wears. I've seen you wear a chain. You put her on his neck, and I'll release it and let him go to work and beat somebody down. I could be like the Hounds of Hell.
We're in.
I want to see the mini headbangers.
Yeah, the mini head.
Listen, we had
I'll wear a
Mini
kilt with
Gator,
you.
Mini Mankind. We had all kinds of stuff. So yeah, I've said because a lot of the gimmicks are, like I said, little show, like big show. And,
Yep.
some of the guys replicate other people.
Yep.
I've said it, like, how come there hasn't been a mini mosh? Like, there needs to be a mini mosh there.
I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll wear the kilt.
Instead of the headbangers, we'll call them the humdingers.
Oh, hell yeah.
Wait a minute. That's not funny. So, Ivar, you got 8 shows left, and then you got other things planned. How do you want people to remember you in the wrestling world?
Just somebody that was just a big fan that loved wrestling. Besides my wife, my family, and God, man, wrestling is like my number one thing. Like, I love wrestling. So, and it got me out of a lot of dark spots in my life. Like, I don't think I'd be here if I didn't have wrestling because it gave me something to look forward to. I went to over 300 events when I was a kid throughout my whole life. My mom was a great mom. She worked 3 jobs, knew I loved wrestling, and made sure that I was at every single event in the nearby area. Like, I went to a lot of wrestling events.
And I just saw your post. It was her birthday, right?
Yeah, today. Yep.
Yeah, so
Happy birthday, Mom.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
So here's my question now, because I saw your post, and I'm glad you brought up your mom, because I wrote that down.
Mm-hmm.
How did you play tennis and baseball?
Oh,
because your mom took you to all of your tennis and baseball practices. How did you play tennis and baseball?
So I was in a wheelchair my whole life, as you know, but I wanted to play sports like everybody else. So at baseball, I was really good. I could throw 60 miles an hour from sitting down in my wheelchair when I was in my teenage years. I was really good. If I was able to walk and stand up, I would have been really, I probably would have been in the college ball. But my grandfather, he actually was going to get a contract to play for the Cardinals. And he shot his finger off by accident, a hunting accident.
Oh.
Yeah, on his pitching finger.
Oh, wow.
Yes. He was drunk and he had a hunting accident and he lost his finger and he never got to pitch again. And that ruined it did ruin him.
Real quick, does is the stature condition, does that run in your family? Are you the only one?
Yeah, I'm the only one in my entire family that has this condition, as far as I know. We feel like it's generational though, so it skips generations. So somebody had it in my family, but we don't know who. I feel like it was my great uncle because he was pulled around in a wagon and he had polio, but it was back in the 1940s. So, and he broke bones.
Ooh.
So, I don't know.
So,
do you have mobility problems now?
I have stiffness and joint issues pretty bad, but that's just because of the walking and the constant go. But I take collagen. I'm 31 years old and I take liquid collagen every day and calcium. And I want to try to have as much longevity as I can to sing and do what I do. So I try to get ahead of it.
Listen, I take
Gotcha.
collagen also, so I don't know if the age has to do with that.
It's good stuff, dude. I'm telling you, ain't it?
It is. It is.
It helps.
All right, Ivar. Someone has a question over here on the Instagram.
Okay.
They're wondering what your first match would be if you were able to wrestle.
Oh.
But any person at all, or in micro.
It just says, I wonder what his first match would be if he was able to wrestle.
In micro wrestling, my dream match is against Psycho, because obviously his gimmick and my gimmick, we work so well together. I can't wrestle, but me and Psycho have great chemistry, and we work so well on the microphone. So that would be my guy there. Sting would be my end-all be-all to wrestle, like in real life, because that's what got me into wrestling. Sting is my guy.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
I dressed up as him for Halloween.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Nice. So tell us about something you're proud of, because we're going to be wrapping up in a few minutes, because Simon and I try to stay around a half hour.
Yeah.
We'll go a little bit longer. So tell us something that you're...
Chaz, can we see your shirt real quick, Chaz?
Oh, my shirt?
Can we see your shirt real quick?
The Sisters of Love?
Oh, yeah.
Is that on your pro wrestling tees?
ProWrestlingTees.com.
While we're at it, this is an IVAR the Micro shirt, the voice of micro wrestling, and it's available on microwrestling.com or any Micro 2 show.
He's got the whole announcing voice down.
Yeah,
You know what we got to do? We got to get Ivar to do our opening for us.
I'll do it.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So, Ivar, you'll have to do. I'll send you a little snippet, and you maybe do like a video. We can use you as like an opening thing on here.
Okay. Hell yeah.
Especially with that voice. Yeah.
I'm down.
So tell us something you're proud of outside of wrestling.
Okay, so what I'm proud of outside of wrestling is a couple things. One is the ability that I got up and walked and able to get on my feet, because without walking anywhere, you can't. It's hard to do what you need to do in the career field of this, you know. Not impossible, but hard. The other thing is influencing kids, trying to be an inspiration to kids. That's one of my favorite things. I want to do the Comic-Cons so I can engage with my audience and my crowd and my fans and make sure that I can talk with them on a one-on-one basis. Because a lot of times at Micro, things are so fast-paced, we don't get that one-on-one time.
Right.
The other thing that I'm proud of is that I'm able to travel around the United States and do that with my wife and my family. And we're able to dominate the world as a unit. And then I guess the other, I don't know. That's kind of basically it.
Listen,
that I'm proud of.
I think that's enough. You know, you just being on a walk's
Oh,
amazing.
yeah.
Trying to make that positive impact for the kids, because you know, as Simon knows, Ivar, I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm very involved with the community as well. I work with kids and teenagers and stuff like that. That's dear to my heart.
Heck yeah.
So I get that. I get that, and I think that's awesome. Because obviously, you know, people take my story and they find it. I don't know why, but they find it motivational and inspirational sometimes. But
no, it is.
It is.
Yours is way more, you know, inspirational.
Yours is too, though. I've seen your stuff, and if you haven't seen this guy talk live, he's great motivational speaker. I've seen your videos.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it's I love it.
And the big and not only that, the big thing with Chaz is the fact that, you know, we talk about it all the time, dark side of the ring. You are such a shining example of the bright side of the ring, that wrestling doesn't have to end tragically or pessimistically, but it's true. You know what I mean? I told you, my brother cried.
Yeah.
My brother cried being in the crowd, watching me in the ring with you for the first time. So you already know how I feel about you, but you and Ivar, you know, hell, I'm my biggest critic, but the three of us, you know, I'm diabetic. I have scoliosis. I should have never even gotten into the wrestling business. And next February will be 20 years that I've been doing it.
There you go.
And one of the few guys that actually draws in Florida through my trivia shows and doing this with you, you know, so we did it. We did it.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, but you know my personality. I don't the compliments I'm not comfortable with it. So
I know.
it's just my personality. So Ivar, I do have to ask this question. I have a really good friend of mine who sent me a message, and he goes, "You have to ask this." I was like, "Okay, I'll ask it." And I've been, in the locker room with a lot of, micros, a lot of little people, minis, whatever we're calling them nowadays. Your penis size.
Oh my God!
Oh gosh.
I knew that was coming at some
Hold
point.
on. So Glenn and I, driving up and down the road all these years, the question we always said is like, there was a couple of the guys, the minis that came into WWF, who literally looked like they were very well hung. So the question was always this: were they really well hung, or do they, because of their body stature smaller, they just have normal sized penises that looks bigger because their body's smaller?
Oh my God!
Let me 1 second, baby. Am I well endowed?
He's a tripod.
He's a tripod.
That's a ride or die life partner right there.
Yeah.
I love it.
I'm a happy girl.
She's a happy girl. Listen, happy wife, happy life, right?
Outstanding.
There she is.
You look terrible right now.
Awesome. Well, Ivar, I appreciate you coming on. This was a blast.
Thank you for having me.
Now, I'll send you a little snippet. You can send us an intro. That would be
Okay.
amazing. We'll start using that. And then, listen, when you're in the area, let me know. And I'm always looking at the calendar. So,
Yeah. Just a couple things, if I could. Follow me on my page, IVAR and Melissa on Facebook. I'm not done entertaining. It's been my honor to serve you guys in micro wrestling for 4 years up and down the road. It's been my honor. I love you guys. I love my fans. You guys made my life what it is. I am not done, though. I'm doing Comic-Cons next year. I'm giving back. I'm also doing motivational speaking for Shriners Hospital. I've also got my medicines coming out. IVAR Cannabis is coming out next year. It's going to be available in Missouri. Also, I'm going to be doing my band gigs starting in January. So be looking on my page, Ivar and Melissa, to keep up with everything IVAR the Micro. And from me, the tiniest rocks on the planet, the voice of micro wrestling, nothing's impossible. Yeah.
Ivar, drop your socials so people know where to find you. Your handles.
Got you. Thank you so much, sir, for that. I forgot that. Thank you. IVAR the Micro 1 on Instagram. Because somebody took my name before I could get to it, obviously. And Ivar and Melissa on Facebook. So make sure you follow us, and Ivar the Micro on TikTok. But the Instagram is the one, and the Facebook is the one I keep up with a lot.
Okay, yeah. And then when you know the name of the band, let us know so we can follow that too.
My old band, I can't use it because I don't have the copyright of it. But my old band was called 3.5 Men. I was the half. I sang Godsmack to Disturbed to Shine Down to Chevelle. They think I'm going to sing Twinkle Twinkle.
Listen, you can't be a half if you're a tripod. I'm just saying.
That's right. They think I'm going to sing like Twinkle Twinkle, and I'm like, see the light, don't get it. Like the heavy stuff.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
Ivar, you're amazing. We love you. And,
thank you. Love you guys.
See you down the road.
See you guys. Love you.
Nice to meet you, Ivar.
Nice to meet you, buddy.
He still doesn't know my name. He still doesn't know my name.
That's Ivar. Yes, he does, buddy. Hey, that was fun, though. That was awesome.
That was awesome.
All right. So, so that does it for this episode. And
our first guest of this new adaptation. Our
first guest being live.
Yep.
On the world. And we have wait. No, I'm not answering that question. Hi Matt Kelly, miss you too.
Somebody asking about your penis size?
Listen, if we're gonna talk about my penis size, all I'm gonna say is micro.
Well played. Well played.
The cool, see, Ivar got it. The cool part is you don't put yourself over. No. Someone else has to put you over. So I'm just going to bury myself and go, all I know, it may be small, but it's operational.
But it's fierce.
It works.
Yeah.
Have you seen pictures of Tyler? My boys can swim.
Attaboy. Yeah. Yeah, attaboy. The micro penis produced that stud of a guy.
Yes, exactly.
Who
All right, that's all I got.
who is
You
the
guys-
spitting image of a 15-year-old Chaz opening LJNs on Christmas Day.
I
Golly,
showed you
dude.
that. Let me share that. Yeah, the picture. All right, do I still have that picture handy on my phone?
I can't believe it. I still cannot believe it, dude. If you would have told me that was Tyler, I would have bought it through and through.
Yeah, all right, so let me find it. I can share it because it's not actually him, it's me.
Chazer, what year was that?
I don't know.
Oh.
I'm not sure. But so here's the picture. Yeah, I'm not sure what year it was because there was nothing on the picture. I was going through pictures to send over for social media stuff for Hannah, my social media person, and I came across this and I looked at it and I go, holy shit, this is Tyler.
That's insane, dude.
Yeah, that's actually me. But I mean, you look at, and I told you, I sent it to Gab. Gab's response was, what I sent you was, does not have my DNA in him at all.
Zero.
So,
That's awesome.
good. All right. So,
folks, thanks for watching. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. So next week we'll talk about the stuff we wanted to talk about this week.
Yeah. Same Mosh Sez time. Same Mosh Sez channel. Send us your questions.
Yeah. Send questions in. Hold on. Let me see if there's anything on Instagram here real quick before we go. All hail Simon Says. That's from the.daddy.hunter.ashley.
Oh, thank you, Ashley.
Yeah. So that's all hail Simon. Yeah, that's about it. Oh, that was the same person. I don't know if that's a he or a she, so I don't want to be offensive. But that's the same person who asked the other questions. So.
Wait, Ashley asked about Ivar's penis?
No, that was my gay friend.
Well, I hope you got the answers you were looking for, gay friend.
I'm gonna tell him. I'm hoping he's watching. Scotty, if you're watching, hello.
Well, Ashley, thank you for not asking any questions about my penis.
All right, until next week. Peace out.